This was over the time split. The error is coming a little later down. Anna Maria Ryder of Germany. The next to race from Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Parents, both trainers and scientists at the Olympic Alpine Ski Centre in Garmisch. Just missed out on the podium by 44 hundredths in the giant slalom. But 3 times second this season. In fact, she's podiumed 5 times. She won the opener in Teen, was third in the second race in Teen, and then 3 times second in Fellberg. So Ryder will be a main threat, you feel, to our leader. But at the second split, she's 3.37 off the pace, so she will have to be very precise on these bottom turns if she's to get as close as Zhang, who's currently in second at 2.35 off the pace. Oh, 2:37 has come and gone, and Ryder's lost a little bit more time on these closing turns. 5 seconds exactly off the pace, goes into third place. Good skiing from the German. Come on, Audrey, are the shouts for Audrey Crowley of the United States of America. A medalist here already in the giant slalom with a brilliant bronze. Went from 5th to 3rd in the second run, and will be full of confidence coming into this opener here in the slalom. And definitely the cloud is lifting, so Crowley perhaps getting some of the best conditions we've had so far on this final day. 1.3 off the pace at the first split. Here comes the second split on this red gate. 5.79 puts her 5th on the hill. Can she stay in touch with those around her? Ryder was 5 seconds off the pace. Richard 7. Crowley in the end 8.98, nearly 9 seconds, goes 5th for the time being. So this is bib 17, Guo Xiaxin from the People's Republic of China. Now Guo represented China at the Paralympic Games in Beijing 3 years ago. Took up the sports 9 years ago in 2016, and 2.08 off the pace at the first split. Yeah, the cloud definitely lifting in this middle part, still quite thick at the top. And Guo at the second split goes out to 7.76. So yeah, losing significant chunks of time through these various sections. And 102.37. Oh, can she get near Claire Petit, who's currently 7th? Yes, she can. 4.5 seconds faster than the Dutch athlete in 7th. United States of America. Next into the start hut. Bib 18, Kelsey O'Driscoll on her way in this women's slalom, the standing category at the 2025 FIS Alpine World Ski Championships. Now O'Driscoll 8th in the giant slalom in the opener. And picking away down through the fog. Sustained a life-changing injury sledding with her friends back in 2021. Spinal fracture, but recovered and became first adaptive ski patroller in Gore Mountain. It has a dream of making it to Milan Cortina next year, and every reason to believe she will. That's a great performance. 12.85 from the American. Next in the start hut, wearing bib number 19, Ami Hondo of Japan. Hondo, 9th in the giant slalom, has won podium this season in standing slalom. 3rd in the opener in teen. Didn't finish the first run in the second race in teen, and had 3 finishes in Fellberg, 5th, 4th and 6th respectively. Has a bronze in downhill back from 2019, but away from the slopes has also represented Japan in rugby sevens and did so at the 2014 World Youth Tournament in Japan. Now 4.38 seconds off the pace at the first has grown to 10.81. So Hondo with a little bit of work to do. And down she comes. 1:17.47 goes into 8th. Good work from her.
15 seconds behind in the first round. 15 sekundos stanka v tej prvi vožnji za Japonko Amy Hondo.
Next to go, bib number 20 is Ali Johnson of the United States of America. Claim and the 3rd place in the Giant Slalom World Cup overall in her first season competing on the World Cup a couple of years ago. Her philosophy is feel the fear and do it anyway. And she's doing a great job on these opening turns. Nice work from Johnson, out to 11.93. Raced at the Beijing Paralympics. Oh, just gets a little wide on that left-footed turn. But Johnson down and back for the second run. 16.81 goes into 10th place, but closely matched with Petit and Hondo, so that could prove an interesting tussle in the second run. Bib number 12, Maria Martin Canizzo Ferrero. On the tour this year, the Spanish athlete is 6th in San Moritz Giant Slalom and then 4th. She's actually a world champion in adapted surfing as well. And doing a good job on these opening turns. .45 off the pace of the first split, has her in around 10th spot there. Here comes the second split. The time now out to 12.42, almost 8 seconds added there, which puts her in 11th place on the hill. Now the visibility much better on this lower section. Can she find a little bit of time? Solid turns from Martin Granizzo Ferrero. And 11th, 18.76 off the pace. Bib number 22 from Slovakia, it's Vanessa Gaskova. Now Gaskova represented Slovakia at the Beijing Paralympic Winter Games as a 16-year-old. Unsurprising, that was her first major tournament, having taken up skiing at the age of 8. 10th in the giant slalom on the opening day. Gaskova hasn't raced on the World Cup in slalom this year. Now 2.45 off the pace at the first split. Nothing wrong with those turns through there. 9.17. It's inside the top 10 here for Gaskova. So good racing from the Slovakian. And Gaskova doing really nicely as she comes to the end of the challenge. And 8th, good work from Gaskova, 14 seconds off the pace. So next to go, bib number 23, Laura Havrilova of Slovakia, got disqualified in the giant slalom for a false start. Very unfortunate for her. Havrilova into the murky cloud. Havrolova has had some FIS races this year back home. The youngster hasn't managed to put in a result. She's 16 years of age and doing a great job here. There's the young Slovakian racer. Looking to get herself back for a second run. And 12.71, more than respectable. As she slides into 12th position. 600 quicker than Martin Granizzo Ferrero. So the last of the standing category athletes, Stella Stefanova of Bulgaria, the next to go. Stefanova was 14th in the giant slalom the other day, and going along nicely on these opening turns. Solid turns from Stefanova. .37 off the pace at the first split, coming up towards split number 2, and that's now grown to 20.61. Can she keep the time losses to a minimum down here and stay close to Martin Granizzo Ferrero, who is currently 13th of the 13 finishers? Stefanova doing a good job. Down she comes, 31.33 off the pace. Difficult conditions and some good skiing. Ryder in 3rd place after the first run, 5 seconds off our leader Arthur, who was the first out the start hut. Zhang Mengyu from the People's Republic of China, just 2.35 slower, the Paralympic silver medalist in slalom from Beijing. But our leader is Eba Arcio, looking for the tech double. He's won 4 out of 5 slaloms on the World Tour this year and is the 2-time defending champion. So the official results of the first run in the women's standing slalom. Arcio from Zhang from Ryder. Those 3 separated by 5 seconds. Oli Richard of France is in 4th. Good skiing from Crowley and Guo. Driscoll in 7th. Koskova 8th. Hondo and Petit. Johnson, Havrolova, Martin Granizzo Ferrero and Stefanova. Just the one non-finisher, Michaela Gosselin of Canada. So the last of our first runs in the morning session. Women's sitting slalom at the FIS Alpine, Para-Alpine World Ski Championships here in Maribor. So we've got 11 races in this one, getting us underway. It is the red hot favourite, Annalena Forster of Germany. Forster, the defending champion, and those looking to try and get nearer: Zhang Weijing, Liu Sitong, Netta Kiviranta. This one could be quite interesting. Bib 25 getting the sitting women's slalom underway here at the Para-Alpine World Ski Championships. Is the defending champion Annalena Forster of Germany. She's been the dominant athlete in sitting skiing for a while now. Champion in 2022. Champion in 2023, the Paralympic champion as well from Beijing. Medals in 2019, 2017 and 2015 in this discipline. She's won all 5 slalom races on the World Cup Tour this year. This will, or should be, an exhibition in sit skiing, but there is quite a few racers in here that will fancy their chances of unseating. Forster. Missed out on the giant slalom title on the opening day by 1.74 seconds, so she'll want to atone for what she'll perceive as a missed opportunity. Time to beat 1:10.19. Good skiing from Annalena Forster. Coming forward now to the start hut, bib number 26. The bronze medalist from the Winter Paralympic Games in Beijing in 2022. It's Liu Sitong from the People's Republic of China. Now, Liu went to the opening round of races on the World Cup in Tignes in France. Finished the first race in 4th and the second in 3rd. Didn't race in Fellberg, and at the first split, she's got over a second on Forster. So, Liu laying down a really solid opening run. Forster's, well, the next split coming at around 47 seconds. So how has Liu fared on these middle section, or on this middle section? Again, nothing obviously wrong with these turns, but the clock says she is now just 0.59 the right side of the clock. So Forster skiing that middle section better than Liu, but Liu skiing the top part considerably better than Forster. So it all comes down to this 3rd section. Has Liu managed to bring the pace and the rhythm of this pattern of gates to the closing turns? You can see the rig working really hard underneath the seat. And 1:10.19, oh, 200ths of a second. That is so close. It is set up beautifully for the second run already. And we've still got the lights of Steven Zhang, Muraoka, Kiviranta to come. Next to race is Laurie Stevens from the United States of America. Now Stevens was 3rd in the sitting slalom back in the World Championships in 2021. Didn't finish the first run of the giant slalom on day 1, and that's been the story of her season. She DNF, did not finish the first run in both teen slaloms. Didn't race in Fellberg, but you can see from these shots not as smooth as Liu and Forster, much more rounded in the line. And that is why the clock is not as favourable for her than it was for the two previous races here. Through this verticale section, then goes skiers right for that red gate. Here comes the time split on this next red gate here, and the deficit has grown to 12.02 seconds. Stevens picking her way down these closing turns and struggling to keep the rig as online as some others, but she's down and she'll be back for run 2. 16.69 off the pace for Laurie Stevens. Zhang Wenjing from the People's Republic of China. Now Zhang was second in the Paralympic slalom back in 2022. And these opening turns, how close can she get? Oh, that was a stumble. And she's 1.13 off the pace. She didn't finish the second run of the giant slalom on the opening day of action here. And she didn't finish the second run in both teen slaloms, which are the only two she's raced on the World Cup this year. So hasn't been as productive as perhaps she would have liked this season. Whoa, and just gets all out of shape coming through that verticale. Has to ski a lot of extra meters just to stay upright, and that will have, well, I was going to say that would have cost her, but obviously not. Down to half a second. Maybe the compound effect will take effect further down through here, but these are quick turns from Zhang. Now, how close can she get to 1:10.17? Well, she's going to be very close, if not in front. Well, that's an extraordinary run from Zhang. A huge error in the middle part, but somehow that there, when she gets the rigger caught. Superb skiing from the athlete from China. Audrey Pascual Seco from Spain, the next to go. Also surfs in the summer. Had to compete in adult categories when growing up because there wasn't enough competition in juniors. She was second in the giant slalom in San Moritz and third in Courchevel behind Forster and Muraoka. Just missed out on the podium in the giant slalom by 0.14 of a second. In terms of slalom podiums, third in team and second in Velberg in runs 2 and 3. Now 0.56 off the pace at the first split. These are good turns from the Spanish athlete who still has the green light, 0.57. We've still got Muraoka and Kiviranta to come. This is turning out to be a thoroughly exciting women's sitting slalom first run. 1:10.01 is the current leading time of Zhang Wenjing from the People's Republic of China, and Pascual Seco is absolutely flying, and she betters it by nearly half a second. Great skiing from Pascual Seco. It was direct, it was smooth, it was precise, and she gets the reward on the clock at the bottom. The hugely experienced Muraoka Momoka of Japan. Now, Muraoka returned to the World Cup after a 2-year absence. Opened up with a couple of second places in teen in the slalom races there, and then took gold in the giant slalom on day 1 of action, and she has gone a quarter of a second faster than Pascal Secco in the opening turns. The top 4 separated by less than 0.7 of a second, and Muraoka is the 6th racer down. It is so competitive, this sitting category. Muraoka got to stay in the ruts if she can. 0.25 her advantage at the first split. Has she maintained that? Oh, it's going to be close. No, she's 22 hundredths the wrong side. Well, we saw Zhang find time on these bottom turns. Can Muraoka do something similar here? She was the quickest in both runs of the giant slalom 3 days ago. And the time of Pascal Secco, 1:09.53. Muraoka, so she's going to miss it, and she's going to miss it by 1.3 seconds. Goes into 5th place. Well, Muraoka unable to reproduce the magic from the giant slalom, but still a decent run. Nete Kiviranta of Finland, the next to go, the young Finn, winning her first ever World Cup race this season in January in St. Moritz. She was also a forerunner at the World Cup race in Levy, the back end of last year. 5th in the giant slalom. Kiviranta is 0.92 of a second off the pace at the first split, so a little bit of work to do for the Finn. .47.03, and she's now dropped to 1.82 seconds off the pace. Kiviranta nicely done through here. Getting the rigger up to knock the poles out the way rather than taking it across the chest. And it sees her slide into 6th, 2.37 off the pace. Good work from Kiviranta. The pink helmet of Maribor of France, the next to race. Bidot has had some success this season on the World Cup, a couple of podiums. Having not finished first run and then not finished the second run in Team 1 and 2, she moved to Fellberg and had some decent races there. 2 third places in races 1 and 3 and a 4th place in run 2. 1.36 off the pace at the first split. She was 7th in the giant slalom 3 days ago. And at the second split time, Bido, the French athlete, doing okay. They're down to 4.45 now. Oh, just doing a little slide on through that verticalis section. But this is better. Good closing turns from Bido. 109.53 is come and gone, but how close can she get? Stevens is 8, 17.33, 6.92. Bido goes into 7th place. '33 is Han Sha from the People's Republic of China. Now Han, 9th in the giant slalom from 3 days ago. 2 appearances on the World Cup this year in slalom. Both of them coming in teen. Didn't do the Feldberg leg of the World Cup, and so was 5th and 4th in teen 1 and 4th in teen 2, and 0.23 is pretty close, to be fair. These are good turns from Han. Second split coming up. And the second split, 47.03, and now the deficit out to 103. Still good enough for top 6 position from Han. It just looks a little bit slower than Pascal Secco or Zhang. Knew her compatriots. 109.53. She's not going to be too far away. 2.23, 6th place for Han. Good work from her. So the penultimate racer out the start up, bib 34, Sailor O'Brien. Of the United States of America. And O'Brien aiming for the 2026 Winter Paralympics. There's a starting place. 2 times the World Championship bronze medalist. Alpine Combined and Super G. Her aspiration is to win gold in the Super G at the next World Champs and become the best para-female ski racer in the world. And good turns at the top, 0.66 off the pace. Lost a little bit of time in that middle section, out to 3.92. But O'Brien doing a really good job on these turns. Oh no, she's gone down. So disappointing for O'Brien. She was in sight of the finish. Let's have another look. Oh, it gets her rigger hooked on the red gate and it just upends her. So disappointment
on start in the
for O'Brien.
zadnjem startu prve vožnje za Finsko je Maribor.
But she's up right, and that's the most important thing. So a little hold while she gets herself off the racing line, showing some nice turns coming down the side. There's our FIS race director calling the shots from the side of the piece, and Skutchler. So the last racer here, Maiju Lorila of Finland. Lorila. First outing here, didn't race in the giant slalom. Let's see how she fares on these turns here. Fourth in the giant slalom back in Lillehammer in 2021. She also raced in Beijing, where she actually carried the flag at the opening ceremony. Oh, she's still in the course, yes. Still in the course. Just before the second time split. And Lorila who lives and skis in Levi. Recovering well from that error. And we'll get to the bottom and stop the clock at 126.6. Slides into 9th place. So Liu Sitong for the People's Republic of China is third quickest after the first run. Her compatriot Zhang Wenjing second quickest, 0.48 of a second slower than our leader, who is Spain's Audrey Pascual Seco. Brilliant racing from the Spaniard, but it's really tight. The top four covered by 0.66 of a second. So confirmation then of the results of the first run in the women's sitting slalom, the Para Alpine World Ski Championship. Pascual Seco will be the last racer out of the gate at these World Championships as she looks to take the gold medal. Will she have enough in the tank to beat Zhang, Liu or Forster? Can Maruoka dial back the clock and find something special on run 2? Sadly, Sailor O'Brien from the United States was the only non-finisher. So that's it from us for Maribor for this first run. We will be back for run 2, which gets underway 1 o'clock local time, 12 o'clock GMT UTC. I do hope you can join us for that, for what will be the final run of these Para Alpine World Championships here in Maribor. Until then, bye-bye.
Slovenia. This could be your way of green escape.